Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, your weekend edition of what's trending in tech and gadgets. What a week it's been, huh? From shiny new devices to, well, the ever-evolving world of AI, there's just so much to talk about. We've sifted through basically a mountain of information to bring you the absolute top 5 trending stories. Get ready for some fascinating insights, maybe a few aha moments, and hopefully a chuckle or two. Let's unpack this.
Yeah, it's definitely a dynamic time in tech right now. We're seeing this really interesting mix. You've got tangible product innovation, stuff you can hold in your hands, and then juxtaposed with that, these deeper, much more complex currents of AI development and, how that impacts market, society. It's a great time to be plugged in.
Absolutely. Okay, so kicking things off with a bang, Google. They just dropped a whole new lineup of gadgets, and they seem packed with some pretty serious upgrades. We're talking about the Pixel 10 series, the Pixel Watch 4, and the Pixel Buds 2a. Here's where it gets really interesting. So the new Pixel 10, Pixel 10 Pro, and the big one, the Pixel 10 Pro XL. They keep that, familiar rounded design. But under the hood, a powerful new Google Tensor G5 processor. That's their own chip, right?
Exactly. Custom designed by Google, specifically engineered for on-device AI.
Right. And the Titan M2 security coprocessor, too. What's even cooler, maybe, is that Google is finally bringing Q2 wireless charging built right in,
Yeah, that's actually a big deal.
making them the first Android phones to fully support it.
That's right. Key 2, for anyone maybe not tracking it, is that magnetic wireless standard. Think Apple's MagSafe, but, for the wider ecosystem. Better alignment, better efficiency, and it means accessories just sort of snap into place.
Hence the Pixel Snap magnetic accessories they're talking about.
Precisely. It closes a gap with Apple.
Yeah.
It could really kickstart that accessory market for Android.
And the battery life sounds impressive, too. Over 30 hours and up to 100 with extreme battery saver.
Yeah, solid numbers. But what's really fascinating here, I think, is how Google is weaving AI into everything. You mentioned the Tensor G5. That's key. Gemini Nano is going to be running right on these devices.
Okay, so Gemini Nano, what does that actually do for the user, like day to day?
Well, it enables features like Add Me, Camera Coach, helping you take better photos,
Sure.
and some really advanced photo editing, like Edit with Ask Photos and Reimagine. It's not just about making the phone faster, it's about making it genuinely smarter, more anticipatory in how it helps you.
Right, proactive. And the wearable's got some love, too. The Pixel Watch 4, it's still got that pebble look, but now it comes in 2 sizes, and the bezels are 15% smaller for a nearly edgeless experience, they say.
Yeah, more screen real estate is always good on a watch.
Plus a super bright display, 3,000 nits peak with Gorilla Glass. Inside, it's powered by the new Snapdragon W5 Gen 2.
Paired with the Cortex M55 coprocessor.
Which makes it much more equipped for AI tasks, right?
Exactly. That combination is much more capable for sophisticated AI right on your wrist.
Right.
It really highlights this trend, on-device AI getting more powerful in smaller gadgets.
More screen, more brains.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
More immediate, personalized interactions without constantly hitting the cloud.
Okay, and for audio, the Pixel Buds 2a are here. And they finally get active noise cancellation. Took them long enough.
Yeah. Silent Seal 1.5, is that what they're calling it?
That's the one. These are stemless buds powered by Google's Tensor A1 chipset. And again, Gemini integration seems key here.
It is. Think about having Gemini in your ear. You can ask it to summarize messages, check your schedule.
Look up cafe recommendations without grabbing your phone.
Exactly. Or even use an AI health coach for advice on sleep or workouts. It's turning earbuds into like a proper personal assistant.
All right, so from Google, let's switch gears to Apple. Reports are buzzing about their upcoming M5 chip. And like with Google, it seems it's not just about speed anymore. What's the story here? What does this mean for, the future of your Mac? Well, the M5 chip is rumored to have this dual-use design, meaning it could power future Macs and AI servers. That sounds significant.
It's definitely a strategic move. Apple leveraging their silicon expertise across product lines and potentially into the AI infrastructure game.
And there's buzz about a new packaging technology, stacking chips in a 3-dimensional structure. But there seems to be some debate online about this. Will it lead to lower heat, or could it actually increase the thermal density?
Yeah, that's the classic engineering trade-off, isn't it? Stacking chips can theoretically give you shorter electrical paths.
Which means...
Higher frequency, higher bandwidth, maybe lower power consumption, all good things.
Okay.
But, as some folks online pointed out, you're packing more power into a tiny space. Thermal density goes up. Getting that heat out is the challenge.
So how Apple balances the raw power with keeping the thing cool enough to actually use is the big question for users.
Exactly. Performance is great, but not if your laptop is constantly throttling or too hot to touch.
And this M5 News lens, just as Apple plans to end support for Intel Macs next year, Macabase 27 apparently requires Apple Silicon. It feels like a very clear signal.
Oh, absolutely. It underscores their total commitment to their own chip architecture. Tighter hardware-software integration, that's always been their playbook. Although, it's worth noting the online discussion also brings up repairability.
Ah, right. People mentioning framework laptops.
Yeah, comparing Apple's, let's say, less repairable designs. It's a reminder that, innovation choices have consequences for users and the lifespan of devices. Trade-offs.
Okay, so moving beyond individual gadgets, let's talk big picture. The money flowing into AI. On one hand, we're seeing just unprecedented investment levels, but on the other, some serious warning signs seem to be flashing. Let's unpack this a bit. Global private AI investment hit a record high, right? $252.3 billion in 2024. That's a 26% growth. And private investment alone jumped, what, 44.5% year over year?
The numbers are staggering. Total investment up more than 13-fold since 2014. It absolutely has that gold rush feel. But, there's that saying, I think one Reddit user put it nicely, the ones making money in a gold rush are the people selling the shovels.
Meaning the companies providing the infrastructure.
Right.
Like NVIDIA, the data center.
Exactly, the underlying tech.
But here's the kicker. Despite all that cash flooding in, we saw a recent kind of shock sell-off in AI stocks. NVIDIA dropped 3.5%, Palantir plunged almost 10%, and this followed an MIT study that found, well, it wasn't great news.
No, it found just 5% of integrated AI pilots are actually extracting millions in value, the vast majority. Stuck. No measurable P&L impact, profit and loss, that is.
Wow, 5% versus the rest. That's a huge disconnect between the investment hype and the bottom line results so far.
It really raises questions about sustainability, doesn't it? About current valuations. Historically, you see market sentiment driven by, well, psychology sometimes, more than pure rational analysis. That often precedes big shifts, like the dot-com bubble.
And there's skepticism about how well some AI actually works in practice.
Yeah, users online reporting accuracy rates like 50%, 75%. That's not amazing for critical tasks. And there was that wild example where ChatGPT apparently cited someone's YouTube comment as if it were factual consensus.
Oh boy, that doesn't exactly inspire confidence.
Right. Makes you wonder how much is solid utility versus, impressive sounding demos.
And it's not just about the money or the accuracy, is it? Concerns about enshittification are popping up. That idea that products get worse once they try to monetize, like maybe Gmail or Netflix.
It's a catchy term for a real concern. That tension between user experience and the drive for profit. Plus, you have the ongoing worries about ethics, data privacy, how these companies operate.
And the potential for ads being slipped into chatbot conversations. Yikes.
These are critical conversations we need to be having as this tech gets baked into everything. Responsibility, transparency, it's paramount.
Okay, so despite the financial jitters and some of the ethical question marks, the actual capabilities of AI are still making some incredible leaps, particularly in areas that touch our daily lives or in specialized fields. What's standing out here?
Well, first up, AI video generation. It's moving incredibly fast. Models like OpenAI Sora, Stable Video Diffusion, Meta's Movie Gen, Google's VO2, they're producing videos that are just significantly higher quality than even a year ago.
Imagine the creative possibilities opening up there.
Absolutely. It's not just Hollywood stuff. Think advertising, education, making complex visual storytelling way more accessible for everyone.
And another really interesting trend, smaller AI models are getting really good. Microsoft's Phi 3 Mini, just 3.8 billion parameters scored as well on a key benchmark, MMLU, as Paul-M did.
And Paul-M had 540 billion parameters.
Whoa. That's a 142-fold reduction in size in just 2 years.
It's a massive efficiency gain, a total game changer, really. It means powerful AI doesn't need quite as much brute computing power. It could lead to more efficient, more accessible AI everywhere, not just for the tech giants.
Democratizing AI in a way.
You could say that, yeah.
And AI systems are crushing benchmarks faster than ever, too. Like on the coding benchmark, SWE bench, AI went from solving maybe 4% of problems in 2023 to over 71% in 2024.
The speed of improvement is just astonishing in some areas.
And in medicine, GPT-4 apparently outperformed doctors in diagnosing complex cases, even in cancer detection.
It highlights the huge potential in specialized fields. But it's important to add nuance here. Early research often shows that AI plus doctor collaboration yields the best results.
Okay, so augmenting human expertise, not necessarily replacing it wholesale.
Exactly. Think of it as a powerful tool for experts. And we're seeing more specialized models, too, like MedGemini for healthcare. Plus, things like the AlphaFold protein database are expanding incredibly fast, up 585% since 2021. It's fueling discovery.
And it's even hitting schools now. The U.S. Department of Education released guidance on AI in K-12.
Yeah, it shows how mainstream this is becoming. It's not just lab tech anymore.
All right, for our final story, let's look up, way up, to SpaceX, a company that just seems to keep defying the odds. Beyond the cool launches, what's the secret sauce? Why do they keep winning? Here's where it gets really interesting. A huge factor seems to be their approach. Fast iteration cycle times and just learning by doing. Instead of endless simulations, they apparently get a minimum viable prototype, slap sensors on everything, and full send to see what blows up breaks. That sounds intense.
Yeah, full send is a good way to put it. It's a culture that's not afraid to fail, but crucially learns incredibly quickly from those failures. It's a stark contrast to the more traditional, cautious aerospace approach.
And being able to recover the rockets helps them learn faster.
Massively. Getting the hardware back for post-flight inspections gives them data no simulation can perfectly replicate. It really makes you ask, how much does a culture that embraces failure as a teacher speed up innovation, especially in high-stakes fields?
Another key seems to be manufacturing almost everything in-house. The Henry Ford approach, they call it.
Yeah, that vertical integration gives them immense control. Control over design, over costs, and crucially, the ability to make changes rapidly. A tweak in design can filter through production much faster than if they relied on complex supply chains.
More agile.
Much more agile. And then there's the leadership. You've got Elon Musk, not just as CEO, but as CTO and chief engineer, deeply involved in the technical details.
Right, that story about him learning propulsion down to the very small details of the combustion process.
It shows an incredible breadth and depth of understanding, paired with Gwynne Shotwell as COO, handling the business and operations.
So Musk can focus on the engineering.
Exactly. It's a powerful combination that drives their velocity.
Wow. We've covered a lot today, from the newest gadgets just packed with AI to these fundamental shifts in how AI is being built, funded, and even how revolutionary companies like SpaceX operate. As we wrap up, what really stands out to you this week? What's a final thought for people to chew on?
Well, considering all these rapid advancements we've talked about, but also the simultaneous increase in scrutiny, scrutiny over everything from design choices, investment risks, ethics, accuracy. How do you think your expectations for any new technology are going to evolve, say, over the next year? Will you demand AI in absolutely everything? Or will these growing concerns about ethics, about real-world value, make you a more discerning consumer, a more cautious investor? Just something to ponder, maybe, as we head into the new week.
That's it for this week. If you enjoyed the episode, definitely like, comment, share it around, and subscribe for more fun tech discussions. Thanks for tuning in to Byte-Sized Tech.